Good evening and welcome to the second installment in my Master Hiker Quest. We're back in a familiar spot. We're here at Shawnee Lookout Park doing Trail 2 of 34 to conquer the great parks of Hamilton County. Today's trail is the Blue Jacket Trail. It's another loop trail, the shortest trail here at Shawnee Lookout Park, 1.25 miles in length. Looks like there is an overlook on this one as well. Let's get going. Since posting that first video, I've actually had a couple friends and family members reach out to me wanting to get in on the fun. A lot of people didn't even know about these hikes and this Master Hiker program, so it spawned some interest from a few people in my family. I'll probably have some company on some of these videos. It should be fun. This trail is pretty unique because you walk through heavily wooded areas and you'll come across these clearings right here. And these clearings are not natural. These are here for a reason. And that reason is these guys right here. Those are transmission towers with electrical cable stretching for what looks like miles in both directions. And these wires are going to the Miami Fort Power Station. Again, just another gorgeous day today for this hike. It's in the mid 70s. Sun's going down a little bit now, so temperature's dropped a little bit, but nonetheless, this is still beautiful. For March 1st, I'll take it. Maybe spring is here to stay. Here we are heading to the start of the loop, the fork in the road. Got a little bench here to catch your breath. Won't be needing that right now. Just started walking. Like I said, this is a short trail, only 1.25 miles, so nothing too strenuous today. We're gonna go to the right. Like most of these trails and the park name in general, everything is named after Native Americans. So this trail is no different. The Blue Jacket Trail, named after Chief Blue Jacket of the Shawnee Indians. There's an interesting dichotomy when walking this trail. You have nature juxtaposed with industry. So you have all these nice wooded areas up here, and then you come across these spots where industry is encroaching upon nature, which is unfortunate, but in order to have power and all the modern conveniences, it's a necessary evil sometimes. Really kind of puts a black eye on this park because it's a beautiful park, great location. Unfortunately, the Miami Fort Power Station looms over this whole area. All right, up ahead you see the bench, so we've made our way to the lookout on the Blue Jacket Trail. Today's hike is brought to you by Sierra Nevada Hazy Little Thing IPA. I got the big boy today, 19.2 ouncer. And I got the camera wet. Yeah, who would have thought having my beer sloshing around in my backpack was a good idea? Get a nice view here though. This is probably the worst view out of all the Shawnee Lookout trails, but nonetheless, it's still a pretty good view. You can see we're right on the Ohio-Indiana border. And way off in the distance there, you can see the highway. That's Interstate 275, like the sign says. It's kind of hard to make out. I actually got my channel name from this sign, or more appropriately, this phrase, "as the crow flies." To be honest, I had no idea what it meant. It just sounded cool. I did a little bit of research. It's essentially the same as saying making a beeline, the shortest distance between 2 points. So, as the crow flies, they say from here it's 1.25 miles to Route 275. That's if you were a bird going directly to there. Now, if I were to drive there, it would take significantly longer. But as the crow flies is the most direct path from point A to point B. Just thought it was kind of a cool name and decided to use it for my channel. Alright, we're gonna get going. I'm gonna have to nurse this one along the way. I don't know about anybody else, but I cannot wait for spring and summer. These nice days that I've had on these hikes just gives me that itch to be outside. I can't wait to see the leaves come back, see stuff starting to bud and grow. We're getting close. It's been a relatively flat trail up until this point. This is actually the first little bit of elevation I've had to climb. Pretty decently maintained trail. Looks like they built these steps recently. Almost there. Alright, we're heading out into a clearing again. You get a good view right there of the cooling tower. We're gonna see if we can't get closer to that power station. I don't know if you can hear the audio with the wind, but you can actually hear these power lines hissing. It's kind of an unsettling feeling walking underneath these with thousands and thousands of volts of electricity flowing right over top of your head. Again, not the most scenic, picturesque trail out there, but it is one of 34, and it's one I got to cross off the list. Okay, we've made it around the loop. We are now on the home stretch, back to the car. Alright, well that does it for the hike portion of this video. Trail 2 of 34 here at Shawnee Lookout Park. See you guys at the power station. Running a little low on daylight, but here you have it. Here is the Miami Fort Power Station down here along the Ohio River. I can't help but think of Simpsons every time I see this big cooling tower right here. But unlike the Simpsons where Homer worked, this is not a nuclear power plant. It mainly runs off coal and petroleum. It's actually supposed to be decommissioned in 2027. I can tell you what, you can definitely smell the pollution being down this far. Well, that's all for today's video. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.